more than a game, man. And now, these shirts are more than a game. But did you know that this merch wasn't made only for sportswear? No sirree. This shit more than a game is a lifestyle brand. You can wear the shirts for anything, such as going shopping, working out,
This shit more than a game.
doing chores, setting the mood,
Oh yeah, that's that thing I like.
changing a tire, robbing a bank,
Go, 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 go.
jumping a Falcons fan, and so much more. So purchase your official This Shit More Than a Game merch today for the low starting point of $28.03 and let the world know this shit more than a game. Warning, please see a doctor if you feel you've gone too far with taking this shit more than a game. This Shit More Than a Game is not associated or licensed with any organization or entity except for John Bones LLC. This Shit More Than a Game is not responsible for any fights caused by the shirts. John Bones LLC does not promote or recommend violence of any kind unless it's at the expense of a Falcons fan. Game time, baby. It's game time.
Gentlemen, are you ready?
I'm ready, baby. We got to be ready. We got to.
It's time to go out here and protect this house.
Yes, sir. Protection is a must. I learned that in sex ed. Protection is a must.
Get the man next to you. Look at him. Look at him in his eyes. Let's go. It's wartime.
It's wartime.
Go out there and hit somebody, James.
Hit somebody.
Hit somebody.
The quarterback, I'm gonna hit somebody. All right? I'm gonna hit somebody.
Do that again, I'm gonna sling you across that football field.
Let's go, fellas. It's wartime. We gonna go out there and get this dub, James. I want the dub, James. That's what I'm talking about. You ready? Carry me like I carry you.
Got to carry you like a baby. Got to. I'm gonna carry you.
Carry me. Get on my back and I get on your back. On three, fellas.
Lean on me, baby.
Who
You're
that?
not strong.
Who that? On three. 1, 2, 3. Who that?
Let's get this dub, baby. Carry me, DeMario. I'm okay, fellas. Let's go get this dub. Let's go get this dub. As always, rest in peace to the great Dwayne Barnes, who helped me out in that skit 2 years ago. You are gone, but forever remembered as Sdot. And shout out to the guy who's going to be joining us, who was also in that skit, he calls himself online Sdot Writer. You guys might know him as that annoying Rams fan. He's going to join us in about 15 minutes to talk about some NFL discussions. I promise you guys in the preseason, I promise you guys one thing I say every week after this season, during the season, I am going to live stream so we can talk Saints football because I've made too great of a Saints community to not talk Saints football with you guys, right? I mean, how can we not get together? I know Mikey's going to be ready for Sean to come in. How can we not get together and talk Saints football, especially after that game Sunday, right? Especially after that game Sunday. So I'm keeping my promise because I am a man of my word, and I am talking Saints football. Now, before we get started, I do want to say, Mikey, yes, I do know that you bought the shirt, and my guy, Valente, I know that you also have a shirt, and I appreciate the heck out of all you guys. Mikey, very much so you, because trust me, I know that this shirt is not necessarily a shirt that parents are going to be happy, willing for their kids to wear. So for your parents to let you buy this shirt, your parents are the real MVPs, Mikey. And I put it in a video message, but I'll say it again. Give them a nice big hug for me, man. They deserve it because they are definitely This Shit More Than a Game certified. Valente, of course, you are This Shit More Than a Game certified. And my woman, Cheryl, the first person to buy a This Shit More Than a Game shirt, she is officially This Shit More Than a Game certified. I don't know if you guys saw, but the shirt actually made TV this past Sunday. And when that happened, I knew we were going to win. No matter how ugly the game was going, I knew we were going to win when I saw the shirts being worn on TV by two lovely women who I didn't even know. So that would make it even better, right? Like, it's one thing to see maybe a family member or something wearing a shirt, but to see two people who I have no relationship with besides them being a supporter of the channel. One of the women's name is Kimberly. That was humbling. That was actually probably one of the best feelings I ever had in life, just to see something that I started in 2021, a kid in New Orleans. I say kid lightly, I'm 35 years old. A kid in New Orleans who just one day decided to finally take a leap of faith, pick up a camera and create content for you guys. not really having a game plan on where my niche, if this is what they want to call it, would be. Unsurprisingly, the Saints fans showed me love and flocked to me, and so now the Saints is kind of like my main niche. Now, obviously, I do more stuff, but for that to happen, and here we are, some 2.5 years later, and now and I'm not a big content creator. I tell you guys that all the time by any stretch of the imagination. But for me to have merchandise, right, and it's not really John O'Bones merchandise, just my sexy mug is on the back of the shirt, but it's a lifestyle brand. I say it jokingly, but I say it for real too. Like this shit more than the game is a lifestyle brand. I'm just the figurehead, quote unquote, behind it. But for me to have merch some 2.5 years later, and for people to be at the Superdome Sunday wearing that merch, that is pretty damn awesome. God is good. Man, I hope my cousin Dwayne Barnes is smiling down on me from heaven. Almost makes me want to tear up sometimes, just to let him know sometimes at night when I talk to him that we made it. We made it no matter what happens from here on out. I don't know how bigger I might get. I don't know if this is the peak of content creation for me, but from what I have experienced so far, it's just been absolutely incredible. And it would not be possible without people like you, Mikey, people like you, Cheryl, people like you, Dana, people like you, Valente. So I hope you guys know, before we get into this show, I appreciate the absolute hell out of all of you guys. I'm always going to be striving for more. One day I might be doing live streams and there's 1,000 people in the live stream. But whether it's 1,000 people or the 11 people we have right now, I am just so appreciative as hell for you guys. I'm humbled. Truly, I'm humble. I mean, I was at the game Sunday and people were stopping me, almost felt like a mini celebrity, for pictures, just to stop and chit chat a little bit, stop to say how much they enjoy my content. And that just means the world to me. If you guys ever see me out and about anywhere, please do not be afraid to stop me. I love to meet my supporters because without you guys, there is no me. There was just a strange feeling of bliss and love, and just reinforced to me that the Who Dat Nation is the greatest fan base in all of the world. Again, I'm not the biggest content creator, especially definitely not the biggest NFL content creator, not even the biggest Saints content creator, but goddamn, do you guys make me feel like I am sometimes. And all games and jokes and fun aside, before we do get into the games and jokes and fun, even though this shit is more than a game, I love you guys, truly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys make me feel bigger than you will ever know, and I appreciate and love the hell out of you guys. And if you bought a shirt or if you didn't buy a shirt, it doesn't matter. Just watching the videos. If you're on Twitter and you retweet my tweets or whatever, I know that's called X now or whatever, I appreciate the hell out of all of you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And we are going to have a good show today, entertaining show, typical, the fun never stops on the John O'Bones show. Now, we'll say before we start, though, yes, if you are new to this show or if you are looking to wear, because some people are not on the internet as much as me, and I got to remember that sometimes. I'm like, sometimes people come to me and say, man, where can you get that shirt? And in my mind, I'll be like, man, I got the link to the shirt on my Twitter, on my YouTube. I got you can't go 5 seconds with John O'Bones without me showing where the link is at. But I also got to remember, thank you, Cheryl, I love you too. I got to remember that people ain't online like that the way I'm online. So if you do not know where to get the shirt, right there at the bottom, it is the QR code. If you're watching this from a computer, you can put your phone out and let the camera do its thing. Or if you look down in the description of this video, it should be a link to the website. Trust me, any John O'Bones platform on social media, if you look hard enough, there will be a link to where you can buy these shirts. So I try to make it where people do not have to look too far. I'll put this QR code up in front throughout the show, but I appreciate every time somebody buys the shirt. And remember, it is available for the very low price of $28.03. Like Cheryl says, $28.03. All right, you guys. So we have a great show today. I'm going to have some guests with me today. And you know what? I purposely got a guest who is not a Saints fan because I kind of want to have that back and forth with somebody who may not be as biased to the Saints as we are. So I'm going to have my friend Sdot Writer join us in about maybe 10, 15 minutes so he can give his input, his unbiased, as he would say, input. Maybe some other family members might join me as well. I'm going to do this again every week. I'm going to have this show. And I'm going to also, I said this last time and I'm stupid. I forgot to even set it up. I'm going to open up a phone line because I don't want this live stream to go forever, right? I'm trying to keep the live streams to an hour and a half at most. Mikey is obviously very much looking forward to Sean coming on the show. Because I know we all got lives and things to do, so I don't want the show to drag on too much. But I do want to hear from you guys. So I promise you guys in the future, I will open up a phone line where you guys can leave voicemails. And if you want to ask me a question or you just guys want to give out your opinions or rants about the prior week's game of NFL football, doesn't even have to be the Saints. If you want to talk about the Falcons, the Bucks, the Panthers, the Cowboys, the Giants, the Jets, after what happened last night, you're more than welcome. I'm next episode, I will set it up where you guys can call in and get your opinion out. But welcome to the show, everybody who has joined. We are going to have a great time tonight. And the first thing I'm going to do before I do bring on my guests is I am going to give my reaction, of course, to the Saints and Raiders game. Now, if you're a loyal subscriber to the Dwayne Barnes channel, you already saw my initial instant reaction to the game, which was a very good one because we won, right? Yeah, go Saints. Had time to sleep on it, had time to rewatch the highlights and things like that. And I want to give credit where credit is due because I say it all off season. I say I'm going to be the first one to make my apology as loud as the disrespect is to Dennis Allen. Lord knows I've kind of become one of the head honchos of figurehead fans who give Dennis Allen a hard time, but he called a brilliant game Sunday, man. And a lot of the things that he did in the offseason came to fruition in that one game this Sunday. One, of course, being the biggest, being Derek Carr being our quarterback and him finding a guy who can make the throw when we need it, right? Like if Andy Dalton is our quarterback last Sunday, we probably lose that game. I don't even think Pete Carmichael calls that go route to Rashid Shaheed to try to ice the game with Andy Dalton, that quarterback. Dennis Allen found the quarterback. And, Derek Carr wasn't like the most hyped up free agent acquisition of all time or anything like that. But Dennis Allen found the guy who he knew. He doesn't have to be Patrick Mahomes. Doesn't have to be a top elite quarterback. Just be in that good to very good and even middle solid range. And you can win this division and make the playoffs in the NFC South. Dennis Allen also is a genius. I'll even give him that G word, a genius with defenses. I've never discredited the fact that Dennis Allen knows how to coach a goddamn defense. That man can coach a defense. That man might be possibly the best defensive mind in the NFL. And that's not biased because y'all know I am the hardest person on Dennis Allen, but that man can coach a goddamn defense because good Lord was that defense swarming on Sunday, man. That defense is the pinnacle, the embodiment of this shit more than the game. I go into every game now this season. As long as Derek Carr's healthy, I'm going into every game thinking that we have a chance because of that defense. I'm not saying we're the best team in the NFC. Lord knows we're probably not. I mean, it wasn't the prettiest game we all can admit, right? Like it was still some things that we definitely got to work on. But with that defense, I believe in any team, every Sunday, any given Sunday, we have a chance. And I believe if we can win the NFC South, I am not going to be afraid to go against the Dallas Cowboys. I am not going to be afraid to go against the 49ers. I am not going to be afraid to go against the Philadelphia Eagles. Am I going to sit here willy-nilly chest poked out and say we're going to whip their ass? Yes. But I'm also not going to mentally believe that. But I will believe we have a shot because I believe our defense travels well, and I believe we got some dogs on defense. God, there was one play with DeMario Williams went head-to-head with Derrick Henry, and it was just an honor as a fan to watch that, like to have those two gladiators, two of the best in their positions, go at it like that. It was incredible. Demario Davis honestly shouldn't even be as good as he is right now at this age. For him to still do that and to battle, I mean, he put Derrick Henry on his ass, and there's no shame in Derrick Henry for falling on his ass when you got Demario Davis bulldozing you. It was just an honor to watch, these elite athletes in their prime going at it. Sometimes I just enjoy being a football fan in general and watching the best athletes in the world go at it. But, man, this defense, guys, is incredible. Derek Carr, middle of the road, which is fine because the big thing is this. We paid Derek Carr to make the big throws, right? We don't pay him to be Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't have to be an MVP-type candidate. If he is, that would be great. I mean, if Derek Carr winds up being an MVP candidate at the end of the year, that means this season went really well. We need him to just be good enough and to make the big throws. And love that he made the big throws. Shout out as well to Pete Carmichael, somebody I also give a lot of crap to. But with the game on the line, 3rd and 6, against a defense that was stopping us all day, for him to call that play, usually you might get a play call where we run a ball just to make the Titans force a timeout, or we try some little screen pass or something, something just to say something safe. Pete Carmichael and Derek Carr say, bump that. They say, bump that. We going for the win. We at home. And I don't know if y'all saw yet, but if you go on Twitter and you follow NFL Films, or just follow any main, go on my profile. I retweeted it. There was a mic'd up segment where Derek Carr essentially went to Pete Carmichael and was like, we got to put an end to this game. Trust in me. Let me throw this long bomb to Rashid Shaheed. Let's put these goddamn motherfuckers away. Excuse the language. And it was a beautiful thing to see, man. It was a beautiful thing to see. I don't think Andy Dalton does that. Jameis might, but then you never know if it's going to be picked off or not. So to have that and Derek Carr, that is what we are paying him for. He didn't knock our socks off Sunday, but then again, Patrick Mahomes didn't knock our socks off last Thursday. Joe Burrow damn sure didn't knock our socks off this Sunday. A lot of quarterbacks struggle. Y'all saw Josh Allen last night, right? So Derek Carr actually wound up having one of the better games of all the quarterbacks available. Shit, him, Matthew Stafford, like the ones that we usually get the most flat to, they wind up having the better Sundays than the elite ones. It just goes to show, one, that it's only week one and there's any given Sunday. But two, Derek Carr is doing exactly what we are paying him to do and just be good enough to carry this ship. And I also think Derek Carr is going to get a lot better as the season goes along. So I am very, very excited. I am very, very optimistic. I do think that Derek Carr is going to be, as he continues to get his feet wet with this offense, and as we probably play a lot more easier defenses, it probably ain't going to get any easier Monday against Carolina, but we got some defenses down the road that we should be able to do a lot better against. I think it's going to be a very good season. I know I say that every year, right? Oh, Jonathan, you're just being biased. My next guest is probably going to say that I am being biased, but maybe he might surprise me. We're going to have Sdot Writer join us in 2 minutes, folks, and he is going to give, as a Rams fan, and I know you guys are going to be like, well, why are you having a goddamn Rams fan, John? Again, I want to have somebody who doesn't have Saints colored glasses on when he watches the show. I want to have somebody who, now he might be biased more where he hates on the Saints for whatever reason, but he's also not going to be biased the way he might claim that I am or that everybody is in this chat. So, but to have him join in about 2 minutes. But it was a good game. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the game. How do you feel about Derek Carr going forward? Were you impressed with Pete Carmichael and Dennis Allen? We obviously have a lot of things we got to clean up. The first play, we had a turnover and a penalty. That was the freaking justification of us last year, and all the changes we made in the offseason is because we always had penalties and turnovers. In the first play, we had that. Trevor Penning, I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna get on that guy later. I feel like I'm harping on him, and I know he's young, and I'm a very patient fan. I am a very patient fan, but we traded up for you, Trevor Penning. We traded a draft pick for you, my dude. This is year two. You're doing some things in year two that you were doing in year one. I want to see the growth. I know you were going up against a good defensive lineman, but come on, dude, because Derek Carr is relying on this dude to protect his blind side, and Trevor Penning is getting his freaking ass handed to him like Stone Cold Steve Austin on Vince McMahon. Then it may not be as optimistic as we are. It can all go away just like that. We saw with the Jets last night. But I'm not hopping on the negatives. We won. We're 1-0. You stack up the wins, and you worry about January. Speaking of somebody who knows that all too well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight on my show, and I know Mikey is ready because Mikey's been booing in the chat box for the past 5 minutes. I want to bring on a guy who, yes, I give a hard time to on here, but he is my best friend. He is a very, very great supporter and colleague of mine. He was always a phone call away whenever I need help with some skits or whatnot. He is genuinely a good guy, so I hope you guys do enjoy him. But I am giving you guys a forewarning now because he is not a Saints fan, and because even worse, he's a goddamn Rams fan. Y'all need to ask him, how are you born and raised in New Orleans and you're a Rams fan? He might have some takes that aren't going to be popular, but that's cool because, one, I want y'all to give him some heat when he does say something stupid, and he will. But two, I like to have somebody to bounce off of that isn't just an echo chamber to me. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the one and only Sdot Writer. Sean, how are you, man?
I'm good, man. What's good? What's going on?
You should be in a good mood too, because your team also, maybe shock the world isn't the right expression, because you guys are literally Super Bowl champs 2 seasons ago, but nobody was believing in you guys coming into the season. Hell, everybody was like, you guys are going to be in a race for Caleb Williams and trying to tank to get the number 1 pick. And you guys wiped the floor with Seattle. And now people are like, okay, well, Seattle were flash in the pan last season. And you guys, without Cooper Kupp too. I'll give you guys credit. Y'all did this without Cooper Kupp. So imagine when he gets back. How do you feel about the NFL in general in week 1? But also we'll start off with, how do you feel about your Rams performance?
All right. Well, first and foremost, thank you, as always, for having me on your show. I appreciate it. Thanks for the look. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't watch the game, but I went back and watched the highlights and stuff like that. And as
Hold
a
on,
Rams,
hold on. Stop. Timeout flag on the play. This is what I hate, guys. This is what I and then this is the perfect embodiment, guys, of you're either this shit more than the game or this shit not more than the game to you. This man literally just, and this is week one. He did not watch his team play in week one. Oh my God, go ahead.
yeah, I know it's shocking. But I went back and watched the highlights, and I'm not gonna lie to you. As a Rams fan, I actually did not have high hopes for this game. Only because number one, Cooper Kupp was out, and our defense is the youngest. And when I mean the young, bro, I probably know maybe 3 or 4 people on our defense, bro. And I was shocked at the second half stats. I actually looked it up before we got on here. We did not give up a point. I think we only gave up 1 first down. And I think we had almost I think it was like 4 or 5 sacks in the second half. I was shocked. I'm not going to lie to you. I was shocked. Now, to say that, we have a tough game next week against our rival, the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, man. 49ers always give us the troubles. I ain't going to sit up here. I'm going to still root for my team. I got to have hopes on them, but 49ers looking like the team to beat in the NFC so far. So
I can agree with that. I definitely think the 49ers have a good case, and they definitely showed that Sunday of being right now. I mean, it's a long season. We know that. I mean,
yes.
Look, let's take the bullshit non-call aside. The Saints were obviously the top dog in 2018, but any given Sunday, you guys were right behind us, and then of course you guys wind up winning. You cheated, but you wind up winning. It's a long season. A lot of things can happen. Injuries, of course, can come and just completely. Look at the Jets last night, right? So I will say, though, as of week one, I would probably put my money on the 49ers being right now the best team. But also, and this hurts me to say, the Cowboys. Like, I hate the Cowboys. But that was listen. The Cowboys, let us know in the chat what you guys think. The Cowboys look really good. I can give credit where it's due. And
I'm going to stop
the Giants were a playoff team last year, so I don't want everybody to be like, oh, it's the Giants. The Giants were a playoff team last year. I have never seen a team look that outclassed and that outmatched. And Sean Gibbs would know because he's in the group chat with me again. We're friends. Why am I his friend? I have no idea. He's a Rams fan. But the Giants lost me my fantasy game. Like, I was up in fantasy. I'm about to go on a fantasy rant. I told myself I wasn't going to do this. I was up like 50 points in fantasy. I literally lost my damn game because the Giants got so dominated that the Cowboys put up like 40-plus points or whatever. It was ridiculous. I have never seen an offense look that flabbergasted, and that outmatched. Every drive, Sean, the Cowboys was forcing a turnover. I've seen a lot of blowouts. Blowouts happen. Sometimes you get your ass kicked, you get yourself up, and you look for the next day. The Giants look completely outmatched. And as much as I want to say, it's the Giants and anything, we got to give credit to the Cowboys. I would put the Cowboys right now, just week one. And I know Eagles fans, if they were actually in this chat, would probably be pissed. I'll put the Cowboys as the number 2 team. You cannot discredit a performance like that.
No, you can't. But we always see the Cowboys start off like this, hot, and you know how they go on this little run. And I'm sorry, bro. Unless the Cowboys makes the Super Bowl, no, they actually have to be in the Super Bowl for me to really take them serious, bro. Because it's the same story every year, bro. I think the past 3 seasons, they didn't have one of the best, if not the best defense in the league. And they always, for some reason, they run against the 49ers. And it's either they can't get that 1 or 2 big plays against them, or the 49ers just out physical. Like, they just out physical them. So, me personally, I think I will flip it. I really think, even though, because the Eagles went against the Patriots ain't the Patriots of old, but they always had a solid defense that you had to respect. So,
facts. They might be a playoff team this year. Not at the Jets. Everybody are probably writing the Jets off.
Yeah, and I kind of want to get the Saints fan. I have a questions for your community. I'm just curious. How would y'all feel, or I want to get y'all opinion, after what happened to, unfortunately, what happened to Aaron Rodgers last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at the chats and, looking at comments and stuff like that. How would y'all feel if the Jets called y'all for Jameis Winston?
Ooh.
You think that would be a good? I'm just saying that'd be draft picks. I don't know. I'm just saying because I seen a lot of names out there thrown like Carson Wentz,
Yeah.
Cam Newton. But what did you just say? I seen before you brought me onto the show. Derek Carr is not what? He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not maybe these top 5 quarterbacks that we all glorified, but he's a serviceable, if not above average quarterback that y'all got what, a top 5, top 10 defense?
Oh,
right?
No, top 10 is an insult. It's top 5 at minimum.
I give y'all top 10. But anyway, y'all have a defense, and when y'all get Alvin Kamara back with Keandre Miller, or if I'm saying his name right, once he gets healthy and y'all start to really figure things out, you got a solid running game, you got wide receivers. I give y'all that, and y'all got a defense, right? Mm-hmm. Y'all just need Derek Carr to make maybe throughout the entire game at minimum 6 big pass plays.
Right.
That's it. And just lean on that defense. So just imagine the Jets get Jameis Winston, a proven starter. Just imagine. How would you feel if that was to happen? I'm asking y'all.
From a personal standpoint, it would hurt because I love having Jameis on our team. I love having Jameis in the huddle. He's the king of ad-libs. He just has a great spirit. And Sean, like when you get energizing spirits like that, I consider myself one, right? And you get to hang out with me. And I'm not trying to put smoke on my ass, but like it's a good, it's a fun person to hang out. You like having somebody with a fun personality to hang out with. It gives you good vibes. It just makes your circle feel better. And to lose that in the locker room would be very, very I don't want to say detrimental, but it would hurt. And as a fan, it would hurt. Now this is a business, and if the Jets are calling us with an offer that's too good to be true, whether it's a mid-round, hell, even we got the bargaining position, and so we say no, give us a high pick because the Jets are trying to play for a Super Bowl. And I know the coach right now is talking about, this is Zach Wilson's team, and we believe in Zach Wilson. Bullshit. Y'all wouldn't have been hyping up Aaron Rodgers and literally doing everything y'all can to try to find a replacement to Zach Wilson, and now turn around and say, but we believe in Zach Wilson. Have faith. No, if you guys are really trying to get a Super Bowl, this might be, some people might be like, you guys are stupid for even thinking that Jameis could be that guy. But I do think Jameis would kind of be in a role like Derek Carr kind of is with the Saints right now, where it would be like, okay, Jameis, just don't screw it up. They just got a great defense. They just got a great young receiving core, and they got some damn good running backs. Just do what you got to do. Drive the ship. You ain't got to lead the ship. You just got to drive it and keep it in the same, keep the flow of the ocean current going straight, and we'll get to where we want to get to. You got to answer the phone call at minimum, Sean, if to just call about Jameis Winston. Do you have to actually accept what they offer? No. And then, you look back to the NFC Championship game last year. I bet you the 49ers wish they had 5 quarterbacks on their team. You just never can feel like you have enough quarterbacks. The Saints have technically 4. One is a rookie who's suspended right now. One is Taysom Hill, who you want to get the most out of him. So if you make him your ultimate backup quarterback, then that means you can't have him, doing those typical Taysom Hill plays that just makes our offense, in my opinion, a lot better. If you get rid of Jameis Winston, you lose a lot of flexibility on offense. So it's a give and take. Do you worry about the future and say, okay, we can't. Jameis isn't playing anyway, and we just got to knock on wood, Derek Carr stays healthy for the whole season, and you get the draft pick and you get a nice little pick for the future that maybe can turn into a good player for your team? Or do you say, nope, we want the security of Jameis. We want Jameis vibes and presence in our locker room, and we want to have that insurance that, Lord willing, knock on wood, it doesn't happen. But if Derek Carr goes down, we got somebody who we believe can come in and continue to keep the car going straight. So it's a tough decision. I don't get paid to make these decisions, Sean. I get paid to react to these decisions. So I can't give you a solid answer on what I would do. I would say if they came to me with a 3rd rounder or higher, I would probably say, I might have to pull the trigger. But anything less than that, and I'm saying no. So hold on, Sean. Let's see what the fans said to your question. Romiko Bones, my cousin. What up, cuz? He says he would not trade Jameis yet because Jake Kana has to come back. Jameis is the number 2, and he wants Taysom to continue to get playing time. And like I just said, if you trade Jameis Winston, then you can't play Taysom Hill in that Joker role that we love Taysom Hill to be in. AP says, I wonder if that's Adrian Peterson, Sean. We might have a celebrity in the chat. He says, Jameis stands versus the New York media will be like Ali. And yes, Jameis Winston has a lot of stands. It'd be the players who really don't have like anything to show for the resume that we have in a lot of stands. And they're like, how the hell does this guy have a stand base? And I know Jameis was a decorated player in college. I know he has a lot of, hype coming into the college, out of college. But boy, does that man have a stand base for a quarterback who really hasn't proven anything in the NFL. And I'm a Jameis fan, but I want to call myself a Jameis stan. Dana says, unless we're getting back a decent offensive lineman or a fourth or fifth pick. So she says she doesn't even need a third round pick. She says a fourth or fifth pick and offensive lineman. She wants to keep Jameis for QB depth. And that would actually be something else. If the Jets had like a quality offensive lineman, especially after what we saw Trevor Penning play like Sunday, then you also got to consider that as well as far as compensation.
The Jets don't even have a good offense.
Says that, Sean, this will not happen because our third-string quarterback is suspended for 6 games, and we will not have the insurance if something happens to Carr. Technically, we would because Taysom Hill is a formidable backup quarterback. It would just eliminate J-Rock, us being able to use Taysom in a joker role. We're playing with a bag of riches. Like, not many teams have 4, and I don't want to say 4 because we don't know what J.K. is right now, but 3 not great is a bad word, 3 starting quality quarterbacks. That is very rare to find in the NFL. We have 3 of them. Mickey Loomis has a decision if the Jets call. Do I get rid of this luxury or do I continue to have this luxury? It's a tough question because we saw the NFC Championship game. The 49ers were down to Christian McCaffrey at quarterback at one point. In my opinion, sometimes you could just never have enough quarterbacks. And yes, it would be nice to get compensation for a player who's not going to possibly contribute. But boy, if Derek Carr goes down, would it be crazy? Slim Sal has the best comment so far. This shit more than a game.
It is.
And Mikey says, I realize it's always a fan base with a terrible team that talk. So Mikey's just been shitting on you this whole chat. Sure.
I pay no mind. Like I said, bro, I know he's still salty about his pick that didn't come true. When he thought the 49ers and he thought whoever the Cincinnati Bengals
are going to whoop y'all in the Super Bowl.
Wipe us out. So unless when the Saints get that second Super Bowl, then we could talk. But other than that, I really have nothing to talk.
It always comes back to this, and I try to avoid it, but it's just impossible. You keep saying, "Oh, when the Saints get the second Super Bowl, you realize had we got that flag call in 2018, we will be equal right now, right? You realize that, right?
No.
I will respect you so much more. I love you to death, always and forever. I'm always love you, but I will respect you a tad bit more if you would just be like, you know what, 2018, yeah, y'all probably would have won a Super Bowl if they made that call. Like, I don't take anything away from what y'all did in 2021. Y'all were legitimate 2019, I believe, whatever it was, the year y'all won it. I mean, nobody watched, though. Y'all legitimately watched.
It really don't matter. We got the Super Bowl. I could care less. I really could care less if you watched it or not. We got the Super Bowl. But
Cheryl says she is biased and proud. You're damn right, Cheryl. Because unlike Sean, this shit more than the game down here. He's showing that right now.
This shit is more than a game. Because you know why? You know why, bro? Because y'all always bring back the Rams no call, but I never hear none of y'all. And y'all, it wasn't just that year. It was I really had y'all winning the Super. Think about that, Jono. Me, a Rams fan, had y'all, right? Had y'all winning the Super Bowl that year when the Eagles had Nick Foles as the starting quarterback. I had y'all winning the Super Bowl. Do you realize that, right?
I do.
But it's always the Rams play. What about the Stephon Diggs play? Why that don't? What? You cannot tell me you're not going to sit up here. Nobody in the chat, and even you, Jono, are not going to sit up here and tell me y'all was not a Super Bowl contender that year. You're not going to sit up there and tell me that. Even y'all team, the Saints Nation, knew that if y'all was going in Philly, y'all was wiping them out. Plain and simple. Philly had no shot against y'all. So why isn't that year when y'all could have stopped Stephon Diggs is not brought up? But the Rams shit is. I just don't get it. I don't. Can you?
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this once.
I'm just saying. I don't get it.
Don't be bringing up no damn 2017. Don't be bringing up no damn 2019. Don't be bringing up no damn 2020. We know what our team came up short with. That's neither here nor there. But we also know that in 2018 we had the key. We had the key to open the door for a championship, and you guys and the referees slammed it on us. The first deliberately slam of the door of an NFL team ever who was actually going to win a Super Bowl.
Hold up. So
I don't care about 2017. Yes,
I do. Hold up. I do. Because Trav 504 said, yeah, the Diggs play wasn't a cheat. I don't care. All you had to it's not rapping. All you had to do is just push the guy out of bounds. That's it. Look, even if you didn't want to push him, look, as soon as he came down, wrap him up, stand him up. Look, just stand him up. Like, hug him. Do something. Y'all
what are we doing here, Sean? It's 2023. We're talking about 2017. What are we doing here?
Oh, y'all brought it up. You brought it up. You brought up the Rams no call and stuff, but we don't never talk about the play before the no call. We never get up to that. We never talk about that.
I'm gonna say this, and then we'll go because you're starting to piss me off. Again, I can take 2017. I can take 2019. I can take 2020. That was our own undoing. We lost to Kirk Cousins. We lost to Tom Brady and the Bucks. We lost to Casey Keenum and the Vikings. I would take that lick. We lost. But 2018, the reason why we do not, quote unquote, what all these NFL fans tell us to do is to get over it, is because we had to win. It's one thing to lose to the better team. You pick yourself up, you shake their hand, and you live to play another day. You guys were not the better team that day. We were. We put ourselves in a position to do what any team ultimately wants to do in a game where two heavyweights were going at each other. You put yourself in a position to win. And the third party, the NFL officiating crew, took that away from us. It was a deliberate form of cheating, and that is why we will never get over it. We should have two banners in that Superdome right now. Every time I go to the Superdome, I love it. It's the best damn stadium of all time. But I look at them damn banners, and I see 2018 NFC South champions. But you know what I don't see? I don't see 2018 NFC champions, and I don't see 2018 Super Bowl champions. And that will always bother me because it was not our undoing. It was the referees. Case closed. We'll talk about that for a special show. We can talk about this for hours, Sean. It's 2023. I do not want to go into I'm having a good week, Sean. You know I'm having a good week, bro. My team won.
I didn't bring it up.
TV. Me and you was talking personal. You know the vibes in our personal group chat. Do not try to come on this show, Sean.
I need you to get your people, your community in line. Because out of all people,
the community needs to get you in line. But go ahead.
Hold up. Out of all people, he said, I believe this man is acting like a hill. If anybody could tell you who's a diehard Rams fan, do we have to go back to the Gus Farrat days? Do we have to go back to when we didn't have a quarterback, Jeff Fisher days? Please, Steven Jackson. We didn't have Tavon Austin was our number one receiver, bro.
For any non-wrestling fans who don't know what the word heel means, it means a guy who's playing the character of a bad guy.
Right.
Me and Sean are wrestling fans, so we get that reference. Mike, I am telling you right now, Sean is not putting up any type of act. Me and Sean have had heated. We are best friends, and I kid you not, we have had heated veins in our neck debates about this Saints-Rams thing. And the reason why I brought him on is because, again, I want this show to be entertaining. I don't need an echo chamber of everybody telling me how great I am or how great the Saints are. So I purposely am bringing Sean on my channel because I know he is going to invoke conversations and debates like this. This is, to me, the best form of entertainment. If I'm going to watch a stream, I want to watch two people maybe call it the first take, Stephen A, Skip Bayless, curse, but I like seeing people go at it. I want to see two conflicting views. I don't need to see me and fellow Saints fans, holding hands, singing "We Are the World." Right. So purposely, I did bring Sean on the show for that, and I can promise you guys, Sean is not playing the character. I did not tell Sean, "Hey, Sean, come on the show and beef up your team or talk shit to the Saints." This is how Sean feels. He is not putting on any type of act. I can promise you that. You guys would know the difference between a skit with John Barnes and when John Barnes is talking real. This is a real deal Holyfield. This is how Sean feels. Another reason why I bought Sean on, though, is for you guys to tell him to shove it. Because thankfully, Sean doesn't have a Rams community built up. But I do have a Saints community built up. So I like putting Sean on that jumbo screen so you guys can tell him the real deal. So no, Sean is not playing the hill. This is how Sean is. And I would rather you call him stupid than the hill, because I call him stupid. You're from New Orleans and you're cheering for the Rams. Give me a goddamn break. And he's been doing this since middle school, y'all. Me and Sean have known each other since middle school. We're old now, but I've known this guy since my 13 and 14-year-old days. And he's always been a Rams fan I think he was a bandwagoner, to be honest. I think it was because of the greatest show on paper. He, a young, impressionable kid, and the hot team, whoever the hot team is at the moment, you jump on that bandwagon. I personally think he jumps on that bandwagon and never let go, but he's not playing the character. He's just that stupid. So, all right, enough Saints Rams. All right, so Sean, let's also talk about the other thing, the big story in the NFL right now, and that is, we all saw it last night, Aaron Rodgers went down, tore his Achilles, and he is out for the season. That was big. That was big. Now, before we get into that, hold on. I see we had a lot of comments. Sean, we really need Ziggy to come moderate, bro. I'm trying to be like the host and the moderator. It's tough because I want to get to everybody's comments. I know a lot of you guys are giving Sean some shit. So my girl Dana says, we're not going to answer these questions because we're past it, but I just want to get you your comments. What did that play that Stephon Diggs get a participation of appreciation? And the one thing I do like, Dana, is that since then, Stephon Diggs has been a part of a lot of heartbreaking losses, and there's no player who deserves some heartbreaking losses better than Stephon Diggs. Hell, last night was a heartbreaking loss for Stephon Diggs. So I kind of like seeing the Bills. And I like the Bills. I cheer for the Bills. But whenever the Bills do lose in heartbreaking fashion, I kind of have a little smirk on my face like, you're damn right, Stephon Diggs. You see how we felt in 2017. My dude, Valente, says Diggs was not a cheat. Valente is basically co-signing what I'm saying. There's losing fair, and then there's losing by cheating. We lost in 2018 by cheating, and that is why we are mad. Mike says, your ass, Sean, is a unicorn. The one Rams fan in New Orleans. Sean, you might take that as a compliment, huh? Being called a unicorn?
Yeah. I'll take that.
J-Rock says, that's not brought up because there wasn't an NFC Championship game. The game is in that category of the 2011. Ooh, that 49ers game in 2011.
Right.
But what I think Saints fans are being nice to you, Sean, by saying, yes, we know that we lost a lot of these playoff heartbreakers fair and square, but what you guys did to us was not fair and square. It was cheating.
Get over it.
Tech Hollywood put the Fleur de Lis up. What up, Tech? Dana again says Rams fans are no other than their family and friends. I know. I feel like sometimes I'm not displaying this shit more than the game energy by having a Rams fan as my best friend, but we go back, y'all. Me and Sean go back. I kind of got to put up with him at this point. And Mikey says, now let's get to this conversation. Aaron Rodgers went down, and he says the Jets season was over in 5 minutes. So I'm going to say right away, I don't know if I agree with that. I do not know if I agree with that. I will say this. What happened last night with the Jets means they are no longer Super Bowl contenders.
Right.
But that defense is legit. And that running game is really good with Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall. Breece Hall tore his ACL, came back last night. You would have thought that dude wasn't hurt at all. He looked real good. They have enough talent, and I think Robert Saleh is a good coach that they can still be a contender in the AFC for the playoffs. Now, they're not going to go to the Super Bowl. Damn sure not with Zach Wilson. But they can still be good enough to be a playoff team in the AFC, even though the AFC is loaded on paper. I still think they just have a chance. What about you, Sean?
I'm going to say this. I think they do. I'm going to just say this. I think they could make the Super Bowl, but they got but that's let me get to that point. Without Zach Wilson, that's what I was about to say, because Zach Wilson came in and it looks like he was a rookie all over again. This dude made plays like, really, bro? Like, it was that was unexcusable. But if, like I said, that's why I brought up the Jameis Winston thing. Now I see what they said. You can't trade because of such and such, but once again, if you can get you a quarterback, bro, that can really just manage the game. You just said it. They got, if not one of the best running games, probably behind Baltimore, and even they in shambles now. But they got one of the best running games. They have a number one receiver. They have receivers on the outside to complement the number one receiver, and you have arguably the top defense in the league, out of my opinion, besides the 49ers.
What about the
But
Saints?
I'll put the Jets up. Saints is top 10. But anyway, but yeah, I think the Jets can make the Super Bowl, bro. They just not with Zach Wilson though. No, I literally think if they get like a Jameis Winston or a Carson Wentz, which I think they're going to trade for a quarterback. Now you look at Carson Wentz, yeah, that's not the popular thing, but once again,
did you see Carson Wentz the last 2 years, my guy?
I did.
I don't care how good a team is. Like, certain quarterbacks are just not that good enough. I don't care if they had the freaking 85 Chicago Bears as their defense. No, Sean.
I predict that Jameis Winston, in my opinion, Jameis Winston would be they would get my vote to be the next starting quarterback for the Jets. But I don't see it happening. I really do see. Like, you think it's a game? I really do see that.
They shit more than the game.
Right. I really do think the Jets will be dumb enough to get a Carson Wentz, bro. I'm not joking. I'm
Well,
dead ass.
here's the thing, though. And this is why
I
I
really
really they
do.
got to ride with Zach Wilson. Like, you just can't bring the quarterback in 1 week and think, like Zach Wilson knows the playbook. Zach Wilson has been there for the past 3 years, 2 years with that regime they have right now. Like,
Right.
you got to
I
ride
get
with
that,
Zach
bro.
Wilson.
But
So I know Zach Wilson is not that good, but I'll tell you this: he can't be
Garbage.
worse than Carson Wentz. Like what Carson Wentz did the past
Garbage.
2 years.
bro, I would take Cam Newton over Zach Wilson right now, bro. Let me give you even a hotter
You
take.
living in the past, Sean.
Hold up,
You really
General.
are.
Look, I'll give you a better one. Colin Kaepernick. That's how trash.
Dude, no. Now, this is
Wilson
you going.
is trash, bro.
You putting too much value on name and not on reality. Colin Kaepernick has not played.
Wilson
in
is
7
trash.
years. Cam Newton
Wilson is trash.
done. Cam Newton wouldn't survive behind that Jets O-line if he were to be called over.
Wilson is
Carson
trash.
Wentz is trash. Like Zach Wilson is trash, and you're just trading trash for another piece of trash player. No, you don't bring in no damn Carson Wentz.
I'll
Jameis,
take him over.
but also at the same time, like Jameis has also not done anything in his professional career to be like, oh, if he's that much better than Zach Wilson, then he can be a Super Bowl potential quarterback. And I like Jameis, and maybe he would be. Maybe he is the best of the best that's available. But some of these other names you're throwing out there, Sean, hell no. If I'm the Jets coach and these are my options, I'm riding with Zach Wilson. It is what it is.
All right, well,
I mean,
I'm gonna just tell y'all, be prepared to see the highlights of Zach Wilson not making the critical throws, not doing what he needs
what
to
makes
do.
you think that Jameis would? What did Jameis do in his career to make you think he
I
would?
would
What made you
take
think that Carson Wentz would?
I will take Jameis Winston over Zach Wilson.
I would too. I'm
will.
just trying to be devil's advocate with that.
I will. I'm dead ass serious because you acting like. Matter of fact, Zach Wilson didn't even win the game last night. Let's be fairly honest here. I don't care about that touchdown pass. Even that touchdown pass wasn't even accurate. Your boy had to do something miraculous to get the touchdown. Let's be crazy. And that was a crazy catch, by the way. Shout out to Garrett Wilson. But
shout out to Garrett Wilson.
At the
Hey,
end of the
is he better than Chris Olave? Who would you take?
Oh. Hot take. Shit. I can't, bro. You're gonna have to ask me that. I ain't gonna lie. I got too much respect for Chris Olave. It's damn, that's a tough one, bro. Because they both what? If you're asking me to pick right now, and it's not because I don't like the Saints real stuff, I got mad respect for Olave. I'm gonna go with Wilson, bro. I think he got more of an upside. You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying Olave don't, but
No,
I like Garrett Wilson, bro.
I think Olave, and you might love this comparison. I think Olave is more of the Torrey Hope type, right? Damn good player.
Yeah, I would even put him in the category of Isaac Bruce a little bit, like his route running.
Right. And so it's like, who did you think was the better player? I mean, you can't go wrong with Isaac Bruce or Chris Olave, right? So there's no wrong answer. Like if somebody says, "Oh, I would take Wilson over Olave," I'm not gonna be mad. But if somebody says I'm taking Olave over Wilson, I'm not gonna be mad. Two great players. I hope that both stay healthy because those two, Ohio State boy, they know how to bring out some wide receivers. I swear. Yes. And freaking Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably better than everybody when he gets into the league. So Ohio State, if you're a wide receiver, go to Ohio State. Good Lord have mercy. I think Jordan Jefferson and Jamar Chase was like the outlier of wide receivers coming from another school because usually it's Ohio State that's producing these crazy ass wide receivers. But LSU had that 1 year where we had the top 2 wide receivers arguably in the league right now. All right, so Sean thinks that if the Jets find a veteran quarterback who has a little bit of cachet, I guess you would want to say, to their name and have some, experience and the credentials of a, former MVP, good years like a Carson Wentz had, or Cam Newton, motherfucker even say Colin Kaepernick, or Jameis Winston, the Jets can still be a Super Bowl team, and he would be looking ASAP to replace Zach Wilson. I'm saying you got to ride with Zach Wilson. It is what it is. Like, they knew Aaron Rodgers was 39 years old. They knew that Aaron Rodgers is at the age now where one bad hit and can take the quarterback out. We saw it with Drew Brees, Saints fans. Once that quarterback gets to age, no matter how good they still are, their body is still physically going to be not able to take the hits that they were able to take in their 20s. So they had a chance all offseason to bring in maybe another veteran quarterback in case Rodgers ever went down. And they rolled with Zach Wilson. So now you got to let Zach Wilson play. And you gave up. I mean, you used like the 8th, 9th pick in the draft on Zach Wilson. So, hey, this is another chance for you to at least try to justify.
Second overall, right?
What'd you say?
Overall.
And that's crazy, huh?
He's second overall.
Dude, that quarterback draft was what? Him and Trey Lance and good Lord have mercy.
I think
Let me go off the show right quick. like, so I know that quarterback is the most valuable position in the league, but sometimes just because you're a team who needs a quarterback, you don't have to just draft a quarterback because that's the best of that year. Like, if you don't fully believe in that guy, if that guy doesn't have tape to show you that he could be a franchise quarterback, don't draft no damn quarterback just because that's the best of what's available. No, not.
Yeah.
Now they get what the Jets are. And it's funny because the Jets and 49ers are arguably Super Bowl teams, but imagine if they used those picks on, like, the 49ers could have had Jamar Chase with that Trey Lance pick. They could have had Mika Parsons. Can you imagine the 49ers with Mika Parsons right now?
Man.
Can you imagine the Jets with freaking Jamar Chase and Garrett Wilson? And come on now, like, don't be drafting quarterbacks just because you need one. Like, draft one that you know for sure. If you're going to use a top 10 pick on a quarterback, or if you're going to trade 3 draft picks for, you better make sure that that guy is going to be that guy.
Right,
That was
right,
crazy.
right.
All right, so let's see what everybody says in the chat about the New York Jets and how they feel about their future. Tyler says he knew that Rodgers was going to get injured at some point. I mean, I did kind of too because he's old, but I didn't think 4 plays, dude. Like, dude, if I could retire, that man would have spent 75 seconds as a Jets quarterback with no pass completions. But that $75 million is guaranteed, Sean. Work smarter, not harder, huh? Good Lord, have mercy, boy. I be thinking the Saints are cursed sometimes, but then I see something like what happens with the Jets or the Browns and the Bills, and I'm like, damn, do we really have it that bad? I mean, at least at worst, we got to see a Super Bowl in our lifetime, because I can only imagine if Derek Carr would have went out on a 4th player of the game. Like, you have this whole offseason of hype and excitement and anticipation. And Rodgers had this freaking Rocky Balboa entrance with the American flag and 9/11 anniversary in New York City. Everybody got their lights up. It was beautiful. I was like, this is pretty awesome. And I don't like the Jets. I was actually looking forward to hate watching them all year. And 4 plays in, dog, this motherfucker got up, sat back down like he was the Undertaker. I was like, oh no, I know this guy ain't hurt already.
Right.
Jets fans, you have our sympathy. If it was the Falcons, I'd be laughing. Not that I want any player to get hurt. I just like to see them suffer. Jets fans, you have our sympathy. Slim Sour, what up, my dude? Says the Jets are in trouble. Quarterbacks can't just come in systems and keep the ship afloat. Ask the Saints about rotating QBs like Dalton and Trevor Siemian. So that's true. But I do say this, Slim Sour. It is also possible to still keep the ship afloat with a good backup quarterback. Look at us in 2019. Drew Brees bricks is done because Aaron Donald was a piece of shit, and Teddy Bridgewater comes in. We go 5-0. It is possible. Can the Jets go 5-0 with Zach Wilson? I don't know about that.
No.
But
No.
if you have a capable backup quarterback, it is possible to keep the ship afloat. Now your ceiling dramatically starts to collapse. Like, I don't think anybody's picking the Jets to win a Super Bowl with Zach Wilson, but can it stay afloat and you could still possibly be a playoff team? Absolutely. We've had the dark days with Andy Dalton and Trevor Siemian, but we also, a lot because of Sean Payne, had the final 2 years of Drew Brees' career where he couldn't stay healthy because he was over 40 years old. And we had guys like Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian, and Teddy Bridgewater come in and keep our season afloat. So it's possible to keep the ship afloat, but your ceiling just starts to collapse a bit whenever your star quarterback goes down. Mikey is just shitting on you hardcore in the chat show. He is not. Mikey says it's beef on site no matter what. He don't care what the topic is. Sure.
Look, all I'm saying is, look,
Mikey says, and again,
look,
Mikey, y'all.
This is my signal to him. So until I keep telling you, Jono, I'm not responding. Me and you, we can talk, but until the Saints can even up the score as a Super Bowls, I have nothing to talk about. Mike, you know why? It hurted Mikey said, and I quote, the Bengals are going to beat the Rams 63-7 in a Super Bowl. I don't think he watches football. I think he just plays Madden and he does his predictions off of that, right? Did he realize the Bengals had no offensive line in that game? Do we know who Aaron Donald is? Anybody that said they don't know who Aaron Donald is, straight up hater, just like y'all say, I don't know who Mike Thomas is. Aaron Donald.
Right, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's a wreck.
A little bit because I see people really want to talk to you, apparently, Sean. So I'll do it. I'm not.
Look, no. I want to know why I didn't bring up this rough stuff. I wanted to talk about the current season, but it seems like everybody is butthurt about something that is long over with, bro. Over with. Get over it. It's done.
All right.
Get over it.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I don't want this show to go on too long. Again, I want this show to be an hour and a half at most, but I will put out a link for if anybody wants, because I think Jerry wants to join. And this is what we'll do. I'll give everybody. It depends on how many people actually try to join the show. 3 to 5 minutes I'll give you if you want to come on the show and state your case against Sean. I want to turn this into like a round table. And then one day we'll do a round table where I'll give unlimited time for everybody to come on. Think of this as if you're calling into a radio show. Get on the show, state your piece. Sean will have a chance to counter back. I'll give I'll let the back and forth go back and forth. I'm not going to try to drag it out, but if you do want to get on the show, that's the link. I'll give you 3 to 5 minutes if you want to state your case against Sean. So Sean, I mean, again, until you experience having your team be on the doorstep of a Super Bowl and winning it, you just can't accept it. I mean, you can't understand it.
But the karma behind this alleged cheating, we only scored 3 in the Super Bowl.
I will say this, Sean. Honey Badger is that's the wrong comment. Tyler hates Evan more than Mikey hates you. You got to be a fan of the John Bones show to know why Tyler hates my cousin Evan so much.
I'm assuming it's because of the Cowboys.
But and it's crazy, right?
Okay, never mind. We can move on.
Honey Badger is actually on your side, though, Sean. Honey Badger is, I don't know, he's a Rams fan, but he does not like the Saints, and he has actually been co-signing you in the chat, and he's agreeing with you saying to move on. Good. All right, so first off, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring on Jerry. Now, Jerry, I'm gonna give you about 3 to 5 minutes. You might not even need that much time, but I want to bring you on, say what you got to say to Sean. I'll let Sean respond. I'll let y'all have a quick little back and forth, and then we'll bring Mikey on. So, Jerry, can you hear me?
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, Jonah, I can hear you.
I haven't talked to you in a while. How you feel about that game Sunday?
Man, I feel good, man. I feel real good.
Hey, man, 1-0 is 1-0, huh? It ain't gotta be pretty, but it's gotta be a win.
Hey, a win is a win. That's all I can say.
All right, Jerry. So tell me, why did you want to come on the show, and do you have anything to say to Sean?
Yeah, I do, because bro, you gotta start bringing up these old memories, bro. This is 2023. This is a new season, bro. Knock it off with that stuff, bro. That's all I can say.
Yeah, see, Jerry kept the Sean. I like that, Jerry. Sean, what you got to say?
All right, but I didn't bring up this Super Bowl thing. Jono did, the host. He brought it up. I did not bring up anything about the Super Bowl and y'all getting cheated and all that. If you rewind it back, he brought it up. I didn't say anything about it. All I'm gonna say is you can't always just bring up the Rams one when y'all legitimately had not 1, not 2, but 3 different opportunities to go to the Super Bowl, and y'all legitimately could have won it. I give y'all that, especially the stuff on this one. That's the one I was like, when the Saints beat the Vikings, which y'all could have done it, they're going to win a Super Bowl. Straight up. That's me as a Rams fan saying that. But what happened?
Yeah.
What happened? I don't see how that happens, bro. Like, you, even as a Saints fan, you're like, Marcus Williams, I'm going to punch the I can't curse on here, but I'm going to punch the I'm going to punch
the game, bro.
I'm just saying. I'm gonna punch the shit out you. Like, I'm gonna punch the shit out you. Come on, man. That's all I was saying, though. But I understand it, bro. I respect all opinions. I don't get mad about it, because, like I said, the karma behind it. We only scored 3 points in the Super Bowl, so that was our karma.
He says karma because the Rams won the Super Bowl like 2 years later. Wow, eliminating us because they couldn't hold on to the damn lead against the 49ers. So honestly, when that happened, Jerry,
hold your own weight.
Listen, I'm saying, like, you talk about karma. After that, I said the fantasy guys, the football guys don't care about karma or anything like that. So now I'm reckless when it comes to trash talk or not giving a shit, because the football guys proved to me that they don't give a shit about us. So I'm like, all right, we'll play dirty with them too. Jerry, enough of this Rams talk. I gotta ask you a question while I got you on, my man. Just give me your general
What's going on
Sunday. I know it wasn't the prettiest game, but we did win. How do you feel about us playing against Carolina on Monday, and just how do you feel overall about our season outlook after seeing the first game?
Right now, Jono, and once again, man, thanks for having me on here, my brother. You got an awesome channel going on over here. I love what you're doing over here, man. Keep it up.
Your shit more than the game. Thank you.
We already know this shit's more than the game. hey, it's established. But on Sunday, I like what I saw. The defense and the special teams, they came up and helped us out, bro. I mean, the offense, I mean, it was a little shaky, but the defense and the special teams, they did their thing out there. They did their thing out there. Shout out to Blake Groupie and Zach
Yeah.
Barnes
Yes.
and Carson and Debo, Marshawn Lattimore, Marcus May. They they brought the heat, especially that defensive front, because they kept Derrick Henry in check all game, bro. I know they had a little screen pass and all that. I get it, but when it comes to the rushing attack, they stopped. They kept that man in check under 100 yards because we already know what Derrick Henry can do with that stiff arm. We already know about that.
He actually got Marcus May on one.
Yeah.
So you bring up a good point, Jerry. I'm making my notes right now because you say we held Derrick Henry to under 100 yards. I actually think we held him to under 70 yards, maybe even 65.
So,
but against Derrick Henry, you sign up for 10 out of 10 times. So again, yes, shout out to the defense. But I'm glad you brought up somebody else who I should have mentioned earlier. This shit more than a game player of the week award. And Jerry, you led me to the perfect segue. It goes to Blake effing Groupie. And you can call it John Barnes community groupies, because let me tell you, the best more than the game player of the week is not just the best player who had the best game. I would argue that Lattimore arguably had the best game of everybody, but it's a lot about the circumstance and the narrative and the emotion that comes with it. Blake Groupie, the dude looks like he could be in me and Sean's
BT19, baby.
Algebra class right now. Got stopped by Stupid Dumb Security his first game because they didn't know who the hell he was. Got skipped at the Saints luncheon when they were introducing the whole team because the whole team apparently, the internal team didn't know who he was. Man didn't complain, man didn't gripe, man kept his head down, made all the clutch kicks in preseason, had us trade Will Lutz, which is a very risky move. As much as I've been hard on Will Lutz was established. Blake Groupie was not. Blake Groupie still at that point had not kicked a regular season game with pressure up until his life in that point. And what happened Sunday? The man was asked to make 3 crucial field goals, one over 50 yards. He bombed every single one, no pressure. I mean, no sweat, with no sweat. Not to hate on Will Lutz, but if you look at what happened with Will Lutz in Denver this Sunday, he missed the extra point, he missed the field goal, they lost by 1 point, we won by 1 point. Do the math. Do the math.
Hey, let me tell you,
that tough choice.
Hey, Jono, let me add to this what you were saying, because the Saints made a good decision to go with Groupie. They made a good decision to go with this young fella, because that dude is 24, somewhere in that neighborhood, and that dude got a good leg, bruh. He got juice, yeah, bruh. He got juice on his leg, homie.
He could be the future Saints kicker for the next 10 to 15 years. Knock on wood. Let's hope. Blake Groupie.
That's what. Yes.
You are the This Shit More Than the Game player of the week 1. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all give Blake Groupie a round of applause.
Yeah.
Blake Groupie, if you are by winning This Shit More Than the Game player of the week, you do get a free shirt if you hit me up. So, Blake Groupie, a shirt is waiting for you if you hit me up. Jerry, man, we appreciate your calling, my dude. We will be back next week if you want to join, okay?
Most definitely, man. Hey, and also before I leave, Jono, if you guys don't have anything going on Thursday nights, I invite y'all to check out the PRO Media Network by Big Q. They got 3 Saints content creators over there that do it all. Because you got the Nola Bros at 6:30, you got Hooded Jube at 8 o'clock, and you got Dark 17 with legendary Coach Rock with the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast at 9:05. You got it's called the Who That Nation United on Thursday night. So if y'all ain't got nothing going on, you want to talk some real Saints football over there? Hey, we can talk. If it can be Saints, it can be NFL, whatever. If you can even watch it while you watching Thursday night football, it don't matter. But we all gonna have a good time. So if y'all ain't got nothing going on, check out the WDN United on Thursday nights on the PRO Media Network, along with Nola Bros, Hooded Jew, and Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. Y'all more than welcome to come.
You know I'm gonna be in there, my man. Appreciate the love, Jerry, and that shout out to Hoodie, shout out to Nola Bros, shout out to Real Talk Saints. Absolutely, thank you, my man. Thanks for calling, Jerry.
All right, man. Hey, and one last thing. This shit's more than the game, man.
That's
Y'all
what
know
I'm
this shit.
talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, if you're going to call into the show, you got to end the call with that. So, Mikey, I got you up next. Brother, I know you're young, Mikey, but you do got the shirt. I'm mad you're not wearing it right now, Mikey, but you got to end the call with that. But I'm about to bring on Mikey. Mikey, again, keep it to 3 to 5 minutes. I know you've been waiting for this for a long time. Mikey, what do you have to say to our guest of the week, Sdot Writer?
All right, y'all can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. First of all, when I was saying L Cup, I was talking to the Honey Badger. I even forgot that we were even talking together.
Ooh,
so I wasn't even trying to talk to you. I wasn't even trying to get heated, but then you just you see you messed up, right? Y'all, because after we won the Super Bowl, I believe you made the playoffs, right? Yes, you may have lost, but at least we won more than 5 games, right? At least our best player was not saying, my hammy after we won a ring, right? At least we didn't lose to the damn Jets a few years ago, right? Who didn't win a single game until that game, bro?
That's an obscure game to remember, Mikey. I like it. Go ahead.
And last time I checked, y'all could have had 0 Super Bowls if that Titans wide receiver, whoever he is, wasn't an inch short. And also, y'all cheated in overtime. So let's get that straight. Because when Drew Brees threw that interception, Michael Thomas got held, and that led the interception to happen. And I brought up, and I literally pulled it up literally a few days ago. And I watched the replay because I knew I'll have to get prepared for a day like this. So you can talk and say that you got the ring, and I'm gonna give credit when credit is due. Congratulations. But you're acting like you were the best team in the world at that moment. You were not. Okay? Y'all may have had Jalen Ramsey. That was the start of his downfall. Aaron Donald, who is good and great. I'm not gonna hate. He was great, but to be honest, he's not in his prime no more. He's getting up there in age. Cooper Kupp, I don't even know if he's going to play another down for the Rams ever again in his life. And Matt Stafford is old. And also, Cam Akers sucks. The backup running back probably had more production than him. And I would know for somebody who drafted him in freaking fantasy. And also, y'all, I know I brought this up, but I remember last time we talked, John said we were going to have the last laugh, right? And we did. Not only did we win more games than y'all last season with Dennis Allen, but we also beat y'all in the regular season. So if both of our teams was good last season and we both had the same record for number 1, number 2, we would have been number 1 because we beat y'all. And y'all can say how Matt Stafford got hurt. Come on, bro. We started Andy Dog. That's bad enough. This ain't 2010 no more, where it's a classic matchup. This ain't 2010. Come on, man.
Mikey,
the Saints are here.
Mikey, I want to first off give you a round of applause because that is some great hating, man. That is some elite top of the line hate. This man is certified.
Down here.
This man is a certified Rams hater. That man was going in history. That man talked about an obscure Jets game that nobody remembers when the Jets were winless and beat the Rams. Sean probably doesn't remember that game. Sean was probably like, I don't give a shit. I want a Super Bowl.
I remember that game. That was when Sam Darnold played. I remember that game. That was
They should more than the game. They should more than the game.
That's cool. Yes,
cool.
indeed, man. Sean, Mikey, this might be before Mikey's time. Remember that Chappelle Show sketch, the Player Hater of the Year? This man is definitely a nominee for Player Hater of the Year for the Rams. That was some elite hating, Mikey. I like that, Mikey. Congratulations on that. Sean, do you have anything to say to Mikey?
I like that. That was good. That was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? But let's not act like the Saints never got their ass whooped by rookie quarterbacks.
We did.
Right? We're not gonna act like, and I'm talking about when y'all team was healthy.
We did. We did get the short by Kenny Pickett. I'm sure we did. We did get the short by.
You know what y'all MO is? Y'all lose to teams that y'all should beat.
That's true.
Yes, always. That's a big fact. Even the person to your corner. I'm not gonna.
I remember when we lost to the Giants when they didn't win a single game. I remember.
Yeah, y'all be losing to teams that I be shaking my head like I look around and I'll be like, what the fuck am I watching?
You also be beating the playoff teams, so yeah. You're right.
Right. I don't care. When do the Rams play? Rams play the Saints this year, right?
Week 16, and we're gonna destroy y'all.
Y'all coming to Los Angeles, right?
Yep.
Yes, and we're gonna destroy y'all in your town because you don't even have any fans to show up at the game.
See,
There's more Patriot fans than there were Ram fans, bro.
Same energy. Because
We
Cooper
will, yeah.
Cup, Cooper Cup gonna destroy y'all. There's nobody.
Yeah,
gonna-
just get hurt
bro.
in the first half of the game.
Aaron
Donald,
Donald.
Latimer, Paulson, Debo, and Alontae Taylor.
Stop it. Hold up. Is
Other
Marshall?
than Cup and Donald, y'all ain't got a thing.
Is Lattimore gonna be
Y'all
healthy?
beat the Seahawks.
Is Mike Thomas not gonna have an injury to his pinky and be out?
Is Cup not gonna have an injury to his hammy?
Is Alvin Kamara? Hold up. Is Alvin
Is
Kamara?
Cam Akers even gonna be relevant?
Is
Is Cam
Alvin
Akers?
Mikey, hold on,
Is-
Mikey, hold on, Sean, hold on. I'm about to mute y'all. Here we go. Look,
Is Alvin Kamara?
we got till I think it's week 15. We can definitely get Saints.
Is Alvin
Rams,
Kamara
trash
even
talk.
gonna be
Mikey, I did
still
want to bring
playing?
you on the show so you can have your piece. We don't want the show to go too long, so Mikey, I do want to say you did an incredible job. Please, Mikey, like he said, keep that energy.
What?
We play them in week 14 or whatever. I will have Sean on, and I'm going to open up the floodgates to let and I'm assuming, especially if those two teams, the Saints and Rams, play the way they did in week 1, it's going to be a game with a lot of meaningful stakes on the line in December. So it's definitely going to be a lot of tension in the room, and it's going to be a great show. So, Mikey, save that energy for December, okay? And again, Mikey, I hope you like your shirt. I appreciate that, even though
It's in the wash right now.
your parent, yeah, that's cool. You got to make sure next time I do the show, I'm trying to do this every week, you wear a shirt, okay? Because Mikey was the first kid, folks. This is historic to buy a dish shirt more than a game shirt. Granted, the fleur-de-lis is up for interpretation. Doesn't have to be a T, so it's on you if you want to make that word shit. But for Mikey to be a kid to buy this shirt, knowing that, kids probably can't be wearing shirts like that, that was mad dope, Mikey. Mikey, you are this shit more than a game certified. Thank you, my
More
man.
than the game.
Yes, sir. All right, Mikey. We'll see you in the chat, okay?
Bye.
And finally, I have my dude, Valente. I just want y'all to see the comment right quick. My cousin Evan put, nobody looked better than the Cowboys. Sean, do you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
All right. We are going to bring on now Valente. Valente is also a blossoming Saints content creator. And he, I think, would like to say some words to Sdot Writer. Valente, are you there?
Yo,
What's up, Valente? How you doing, my man?
I'm good. I was gonna, talk about the Saints, but I think Mikey did enough for me. I just wanted to ask Sean about the take earlier with Jameis Winston being the guy that would, I guess, be the final chess piece to a Jets Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Why? How? What world?
All right. Number one, as we've seen before, I really think Jameis Winston, he doesn't have to be there to be an Aaron Rodgers. Number one, he doesn't. You cannot say that Jameis Winston is not a serviceable, if not a better option than Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson, to me, is terrible. He should have been traded. He should have been gone. Jameis Winston, before he got hurt, yeah, he had 1-2 bad games, if I'm not mistaken. But overall, he was starting to elevate his game. Like, he was starting to get into a rhythm before he tore his ACL. And nobody's going to tell me from what quarterbacks they got on a free agency market. And I'm not saying Carson Wentz is the answer. Let's get that clear right now. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, to me, that's the type of move that the Jets, how desperate they're going to be when Zach Wilson fumbles and cost them an important game. It's going to come to a point where they're going to call up a Carson Wentz, or they're going to call up one of these bums, and nobody gives Jameis Winston. I'm just saying, I don't think it's going to happen, because I think y'all made some valid points in the chat where right now y'all fourth quarterback is suspended, Huberner, or whatever his name is, if I'm saying it correctly.
No.
Jake Henner, whatever his name is.
There you go.
He's relevant. But I think Jameis Winston can do enough to get the Jets to make, Jameis Winston, he has the Jets has the number one receiver. They have a hellified running game. We seen Priest Hall. I didn't even expect him to come back like that. And that defense is crazy. I think Jameis Winston can do enough to get him to the Super Bowl, just like Nick Foles. Did anybody think Nick Foles at the time when Carson Wentz had that MVP season? Nobody thought, come on now, nobody thought the Eagles was really going to pull that off with Nick Foles. But what did he have? He had a good coach, but I'm not comparing that, but they got a good running game. They got a defense. All they got to do is just make 5 to 10 throws in the game. Don't turn the ball over. And like Jono said, you ain't got to lead the ship. Just drive it. Keep it sturdy and let everything else fall into play. But that's just my opinion, though. That's why I say Jameis. I wouldn't be shocked if the Jets made a move like that, but I don't think they are. I think they're going to call up a Carson Wentz, and that's stupid to me. That's just my opinion.
Any follow up with that, Valente?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like I don't see a world where Jameis can be like the lead to a Super Bowl, because while he did elevate his game, that was with Sean Payton, and we saw him fall right back down to not the 30 for 30 that everyone knows, but he just wasn't reliable. Even in the preseason, you can take more bad than good from the preseason. So if you get what I'm saying there, you're more susceptible to the bad stuff than the good stuff. And Jameis, he really didn't look good in the preseason at all. And last year even, it took him until garbage time to do anything noteworthy. I see a lot of what the Jets are looking for now, or I see a lot of the 2023 Jets. I think is the 2022 like Saints before. They have good wide receiver room, but again, Jameis didn't do anything with Michael Thomas, Olave, Jarvis Landry in game 1, and even game 2 and 3.
Last year?
Yeah, he didn't do nothing with them until garbage time.
But then
the Falcons are the Falcons. They're choking. They do their thing.
NFL team, though. I mean, that's a rival game. That's still y'all was down, and Jameis picked it up when y'all needed him the most. And I'll ask you this. I'll ask you a 2-part question, right quick. Do you think Zach Wilson is better than Jameis Winston?
No, not at all. Zach Wilson's not better than anybody.
All right. So I'll ask you then. Who do you think that the Jets, besides Zach Wilson, who do you recommend that the Jets can get?
I don't think there's anybody out there right now that could push the Jets to where you expect them to go. Where you like their ceiling is. I don't think anybody out there could push the Jets to the Super Bowl.
Right. I think it's only after week 1. I hate to say it. It's week 1, and I'm not going to even overreact. The AFC is looking, it's looking kind of shaky, because from what I've seen from Lamar and what I've seen from, granted, Patrick Mahomes, I'm not doubting him. Josh Allen he's going to bounce back, but I didn't see anything like who separated themselves yesterday. I know it's week 1, and I know everybody's going to turn around, but come on now, that's pretty bad. Like,
even if you just keep it in the AFC East, like the Dolphins did really well. I mean, the Bills, they sucked week 1, but I can't remember a time where Josh Allen was in the middle. He's either like mentally challenged or Jesus Christ himself. So, I mean, look, it is week 1. There's 16 more weeks to go, so it's kind of hard to put a finger on what's going to happen. But I just don't think there's like any like situation that you can give the Jets that even gives them like any sort of room to make the Super Bowl. You can't find a quarterback out there right now that would like give them that leap, especially Jameis. And they got Nathaniel Hackett as a play caller, and he's only been good with Aaron Rodgers. And Jameis Winston did good when he had good play callers. Like Sean Payton, he had that 14-3 touchdown interception ratio. He limited his turnovers and he limited the risky throws he'd make. But again, like last year, you started seeing that all come back. And Jameis is a scared player now. As he was getting that riskiness coached out of him, he became a scared player. I don't think that Jameis or anybody is going to be the one to push the Jets to the Super Bowl. That's kind of just what I wanted to ask about.
That's no problem.
You make some good points. I think Sean makes good points as well about why he believes Jameis is good enough to do what he has to do in New York if it was to happen to possibly bring them to a championship. But at the end of the day, this is all a moot point because again, now unless this is just fan or coach speak, Robert Saleh has said that it's Zach Wilson's team, and I think that that's what's going to happen. So. Not to spend too much time on something that's probably never going to even happen, but you both made good points. Valente, before I let you go, my man, plug your YouTube channel for everybody to check you out at.
Yeah, y'all can find me at Valente Talk Saints. I'm in the chat, Yeah, and also week 16, we're coming. This shit more than a game.
There we go, Valente. Thank you, my man. And yes, week 16, we will be on Sean's ass in week 16. That's gonna be a good episode, Sean. Hopefully, both teams are actually like contending. That it's gonna be a lot more meaningful than the game we played against y'all last year. But week 16, woo, long way ahead. So we're definitely gonna see a lot of storylines and things happen in week 16. So Jerry, Valente, and Mikey, thank you guys for calling on to the show. For the final topic before me and Sean close it out, Sean, we got to talk about week 2. We had week 1. Now we got to talk about week 2. Is there anything in particular, Sean, that you're looking for in week 2? Is there any matchup that you have in mind that you really want to see? Do you think that the Saints are going to beat the Panthers on Monday Night Football? Do you think that your Rams can beat the 49ers? How you feel about week 2 in general?
Well, I'll answer your question. Do I have the Saints beating the Panthers? I think it's going to be a tough game. I think it's played in Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. Okay.
Yeah. So Bryce Jones, NFL home debut.
Okay. I'm looking forward. I think that the Saints will win, unfortunately, because as much as I don't like the Saints, I am an NFL fan, and I'm not stupid enough to pick against them. Bryce Young didn't look good in his outing. You could tell he was a rookie. Granted, rookies make mistakes and stuff like that, but I do have the Saints winning probably by, I would say about 13 points. Only because
I would take that after Sunday. Shit.
Yeah, I say 13 because I think the Panthers, there's only so much that their defense can do, and their defense is going to stand up and do what they got to do, but I don't think there's going to be enough. Like, I don't think the Panthers can generate.
I'll circle back to what you told Mikey when Mikey was trash talking. You said the knock on the Saints is that we play bad against rookie quarterbacks, so I'm not going to go into the game, with my feet.
Yeah, I get it, but nah, I don't see it, bro. I don't see it.
All right, well, I mean, I feel like I have to ask you, since you are a Rams fan, how do you feel about your Rams taking on the 49ers Sunday?
Bro, it's a divisional game, but I'm going for my Rams. I'm pulling for them, but it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. It's at home. Even that don't mean nothing because they're going to have more.
Okay.
Home. But
probably gonna be more 49ers fans in there. Shit, that's a quick little play flight for them.
I can't lie though. I'm gonna be realistic. Like, I really think the Rams, they're gonna put up an effort, but once again, the 49ers, too much firepower, too much. They are the better team, but I think my Rams can still pull up the upset if they just handle their business. The matchup I'm looking forward to, though, to answer your question, and I'm looking at the schedule, I'm looking forward. Even I wish and that's the crazy thing. Aaron Rodgers got hurt. Maybe because I'm looking at it as a defensive game, though. The Jets and the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be one of the games of the week.
I wish Rodgers was hurt. I wasn't hurt, man, because that was going to be. And Rodgers is hating in Dallas because he's had some of his best performances in that stadium. It would have been electric. I actually think somebody who's in the chat right now, Evan Barnes, might actually be at that game Sunday. Okay. I'm not promising this. A little somebody might also be at that game Sunday, which would be pretty unique. Y'all check that out if it happens. I'm not promising that, but that's going to be a good game, and it should still be a good game even without Rodgers. But I don't think Zach Wilson is going to be able to do enough to carry. I mean, to go against that Cowboys defense at Dallas at that.
And one more game, Jono, and can I do a hot take on your channel?
Go ahead.
I'm looking forward to this game, and I'm picking. I guess you could consider an upset. I'm taking the Jags over the Chiefs this weekend.
Now, you know what, Sean? I got a funny feeling about the Jags this year. I can see them being like that team that comes not out of nowhere because they made the playoffs last year, but they can take that leap and be actually like. I would not be surprised if the Jags are in the Super Bowl this year. How about that?
That's a hot take.
On the
I'm not
Bengals
mad
type
at it.
run in 2019. Like, I can see that happening.
I'm not mad. I really think Jags can beat the Chiefs this Sunday. I'm actually picking them to beat the Chiefs because I understand.
You got the Chiefs going 0-2.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I don't care if Travis. I know Travis Kelce might be back, but Jaguars, Calvin Ridley, to say he was out for a whole year, man, that is crazy. The numbers he put up, bro. Yeah, it's the Colts, but I don't care, bro. You've been out for a year, and he put up that type of stat line Sunday. I don't see a Chief, and then they still got Christian Kirk, they still got Zay Jones, they got Travis Etienne Jr., Evan Ingram. The Chiefs, you can't double everybody. So somebody's going to be, somebody's going to be open. The Chiefs, Travis Kelce, but besides that, Jono, like, it's Patrick Mahomes. But as you've seen on Thursday Night Football, and I actually picked, like, I had told my coworkers that I had Detroit beating them, and it was off of that strength because of the receivers. And my point was made. Kadarius Toney had sticks of butter on his hands or something because
Kadarius Toney, he lost me my fantasy game too. Go ahead.
Trash. But yeah, that's my hot take though. I got the Jags and the Chiefs. I'm taking the Jags to win 27-23 Sunday.
All right, so let's do this, Sean. I got the games in front of me too. We're gonna do rapid fire. I don't need an explanation. I'm gonna just go down the list. You pick your winners for week 2, okay?
Okay.
Okay, we're going to start with the Thursday night game, which actually might be a pretty good game because the Vikings are not trying to start 0-2, so they might be a little desperate. Vikings at Eagles.
Eagles.
Ravens at Bengals.
Ravens.
I'm going to go Bengals. I feel like the Bengals ain't trying to be 0-2. I got the Eagles, too, again in that game because I don't have the Vikings in the playoffs this year. It seems like every Kirk Cousins year, they make the playoffs and they miss the playoffs. So this is a miss the playoffs year for Kirk Cousins. Right. Seahawks at Lions.
Lions.
That's going to be an underrated game, I think, because the Seahawks are also kind of in this position now where they're like, oh, shit, we don't want to make it seem like we were a flash in the pan last year.
Right.
And the Lions got all the momentum. It's in Detroit. I'm going to go with Detroit, too. I feel like the Lions might actually finally be legit this year. The Colts at the Texans. 2 rookie quarterbacks.
It depends. Is Anthony Richardson playing?
Yes. Well, they took him out last Sunday, didn't they, for a little bit? Because they say his body was taking
too got hurt. I'm going to take the Colts. I'm going to
go with the Texans in this one.
Okay.
I do like with D'Amico Ryan is gradually building in Houston.
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
Now, here's, to my opinion, the most disappointing team last week, the Chicago Bears. Good Lord have mercy. And I thought Justin Fields was going to take the leap this year, but boy, did he look bad Sunday. Sean, Chicago Bears at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Give me the Bears.
And this probably me being biased because I really want the Bucs to lose, but I'm gonna go with the Bears too. But if they lose that game, boy, talk about a disappointing team. You already made your upset, which was the Chiefs at the Jaguars. You had the Jaguars winning. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs because I feel like Patrick Mahomes ain't starting no damn 0-2. But I would not be surprised because again, I got a funny feeling about the Jaguars this year. I'm not picking them to go to the Super Bowl, but I do think that they would not surprise me if they made it. My actual AFC sleeper team this year. And it's not really a sleeper team, but I think the Dolphins are underrated. The Dolphins got some talent, bro. If Tua can stay healthy, bro, watch out for the Dolphins, y'all.
Defense got to pick it up, though.
Packers at Falcons. 2 1-0 teams. How the Falcons got 2 straight home games? Screw them.
I don't know. Give me the Packers.
I'll take the Packers too. Damn, you know what? That would mean in going by both of our predictions because I got the Saints winning Monday too. The Saints and Packers in week 3 will be 2-0 versus 2-0. That would be crazy. Let's hope. Raiders at Bills. The Bills. I'm saying right now, the Bills better win, boy, because after losing that game with Zach Wilson.
Yeah. I got the Bills, bro. Like Raiders, Jimmy Garoppolo. They're playing in Buffalo.
Yes.
Give me the Bills. Bounce back.
Quick diversion, Sean. This might be a hot. Is Josh Allen overrated? Last year he was bad. I'm not bad, but he wasn't. I'll say this. Josh Allen is good. He's top 5. But I think the overrated part comes in when because of that AFC divisional game in 2021, I believe, when he went toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes, people started saying, oh, he's on Patrick Mahomes' level. He's not. He is not, folks. And last year proved that. And, boy, what he did last night, That was bad, dude.
I'm
Like,
not
come on,
even
dude.
gonna lie.
If you
Joe
that
Burrow,
dude, you got to stop throwing them stupid picks that you have. And the funny
right?
thing is, before the Monday night game, he was like doing his little, every hype package before a season. Oh, I learned so much last offseason, and I know I don't have to make those stupid picks anymore. And then he literally lost the game for his team. So what was your answer to that question? Is Josh Allen overrated? What you think?
Yeah, yes. I got Joe Burrow over him.
Yeah, me
Right.
too. Like I would pick Josh overrated in the sense that he's not on Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow's level, but he
Yeah.
is still a top 5 quarterback. But they were crowning
Yes.
him way too soon. He's got to prove it because he last year and Monday night he
He's
looks
proven
like
his right.
he might be more than that Derek Carr. He's just a flashier Derek Carr type player rather than being on the Patrick Mahomes level. We'll see though. We'll see. The Chargers at the Titans.
That's a tricky one. Chargers.
I'm gonna go with that too. The Titans got a little squad though. I can see them. They
I
always
don't-
like
I
that
don't
team
like
that comes out.
I don't like Tank.
They already had my respect, but they earn my respect as being a team that you don't look forward to playing on something, even if they don't make the playoffs. Like they still gonna be a tough outing. What up, Ian? Ian also says, I don't even know how to watch Jono after a win. I don't know what he means, but I don't know if he says that I'm boring after a win because I'm not ranting, or if he just feels like I'm calm because the Saints actually won. Because hey, bro, you're right though, Ian. It was a 1-point game. If we lose that game, the vibe is a lot different on the Jono Barnes community show right now. All right, so we already. No, actually, I don't think you even made your pick, but 49ers at Rams.
I'm going Rams. I don't care. Rams.
Wow, he calls us biased, folks, and he calls us biased.
Rams.
All right, Giants at Cardinals. Ooh,
Giants.
I hate that too because the Giants piss me off, but we all know the Cardinals are probably tanking for Caleb Williams. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Giants too. Jets at Cowboys. We both pick the Cowboys, right?
I got Cowboys in that one.
Yeah, well, Aaron Rodgers, I don't see Zach Wilson doing it.
Yeah.
Commanders at the Broncos.
Give me the Broncos.
I'm going to go with the Broncos too. Hopefully Will Lutz actually makes his kicks this week. The Dolphins at the Patriots.
Give me the Dolphins. They're on a winning streak against the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going to go again. I like the Dolphins a lot, boy. That wide receiver core with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, they're going to throw fits to whoever they play in the playoffs, bro. You can't game plan for speed, man. You saw Tyreek Hill say that he wants over 2,000 yards. He wants to be the first receiver with 2,000 yards this season. Do you think he can do it?
Yep.
He had 200 Sunday. We'll see. I think it's hard because there's just going to be too many games where eventually, like maybe Jalen Waddle gets the touches. Like it's not like a running back where you can for sure get your touches. Like wide receiver, you got to make your receptions count. But if there's any receiver who will make his receptions count with like 80-yard bombs or whatever, it is
right.
Jalen Waddle. And the 2 Monday Night Football games, I'll start with the Browns at the Steelers.
Give me the Browns.
I'm gonna go with the Steelers. I feel like they got their ass handed to them. I don't see them being 0-2. If they lose, bro, talk about a team that's gonna be on a bad start to the season because Kenny Pickett had a lot of hype coming into this season. So to lose 2 straight games to division opponents, that would be bad. No, actually they lost to the 49ers, but to lose to the Cleveland Browns. How do you feel about the Cleveland Browns, Sean? You think they actually don't make the playoffs?
Yeah. I actually had them beating the Bengals Sunday off the
wow.
stretch. Yeah, their defense is no joke. Like they got a good defense. And and then I just heard that the reason why I'm taking the Browns this week is because Deontay Johnson is out several weeks and Cameron Haywood, he's out for a couple of weeks.
Good point.
So I'm not saying the Steelers can't overcome that, but the Browns to me, Nick Chubb, that running game, Deshaun Watson, Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, I think they got a little bit more firepower than the Steelers do with Kenny Pickett. And I don't even think Pat Freiermuth will be there. And if he is, he's not going to be 100%. So
all
give
right.
me the Browns.
The final pick. We kind of already made our pick for this. And then we'll bring on one last guest before we and this is going to be a good one.
Okay.
Of course, the first Monday night game, but we'll make the last game because of who with this channel is. The Saints at the Panthers. Y'all know who I got because y'all know. And I know we struggle against rookie quarterbacks in the past, but bump all that. This shit more than a game. Right, Sean, you will get your welcome to the NFL moment this Monday, courtesy of one, Demario Davis. Sean, who you got in that game?
Give me the Saints, man.
Yeah, so Sean got the Saints being 2-0. Hallelujah, praise God. It might be hot outside, but it's cold in hell. Sean got the Saints at 2-0. I know one person who's probably going to pick the Carolina Panthers, and I'm going to bring him on the show right now to close out this show. Let him have his say. I'm sure, we'll see a few things to him. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a backstabber. He is a traitor. He is Judas in 2023. I bring on to the show my cousin, Evan. Well, hold on. Let me get my guy. All right, here we go. Let me do it again.
That's a terrible introduction.
It's hard to be
Terrible
the
introduction.
Jeez.
Terrible
Evan
introduction.
Barnes.
No. Redo. That's a terrible introduction.
All right, Evan, do you have anything to say?
First of all, I just want to start off by saying that Sunday night y'all saw the greatest team in the NFL right now. It was the Cowboys with that ass whipping that they put on the Giants. It's crazy how you have the top 3 quarterback, top 5 running back, top 2 wide receiver, top 2 offensive lineman, and the number 1 defense. You can't beat that Super Bowl written all over it.
Hey, also, hold on. So, do you not, because you're a brand new, this is a backstabber, y'all, again, a Judas. I guess this is new to you, but you realize that the Cowboys do this all the time, right? Like they look great in the regular season, get the hopes up, and then come crashing down in January. You realize this, right?
So you do realize that. You realize we're winning this year.
Same script.
What?
You've seen the spoilers, is what I'm saying. Like, you know what the script is.
Stop stuttering. What you doing? You need to stop doing all that. Man, Cowboys winning this year. You need to stop all that. We got the top 2 pair dual cornerbacks in the league. Stephon Gilmore and Trev Dick. Come on, man. Can't stop that. Michael Parsons, Blake. Come on, man. We got Dan Quinn back as defensive coordinator. Come on, man. Can't do nothing. You can't stop that. You can't stop it. And we about to play the Jets. And guess what? Aaron Rodgers, I'm 39 years old. I probably should have retired, but now my Achilles want to pop. Man, that boy Achilles did not pop. That boy said, look, I ain't trying to play the number 1 defense in the league. I promise you that. That boy at home looking at, he like this right now. Hey, look. The coach was like, hey, we need you next week. How about Aaron Rodgers say, shit, I'm going to see you in week 3. Actually, coach, I'm out for the season. Let me get my little paycheck. I'm good.
I really am excited.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I'm getting tired of seeing Taylor taking shots at my boy, man. What's
I know.
going on, bro?
He is on site.
Yeah, Tyler's not like Evan at all.
I know, and I got 2 words for him. What's up? That's all I got to say.
Man,
I'll be mad too if I was a Saints fan. It's all right.
Evan, the Saints I want to know. I don't know if you got the memo. I mean, look, I'll give you this.
Look who y'all played.
Listen. I don't care. That don't count. Nobody listen to December says, "Oh yeah, they got
don't count." Shit, it counts when y'all make the playoffs.
So
when y'all on that couch.
I would give y'all this. You guys had, in my opinion, the most impressive performance last week of week 1. But at the end of the day,
and it's about to repeat.
You don't get style points in the NFL. They don't put y'all ahead in the standings because y'all won by 40 plus points. We're 1-0. You guys are 1-0. So you can talk all that shit. You can be like, oh, yeah, y'all only won by 1 point against the Titans where we whipped the Giants' ass. It don't matter. When the standings are final in January, when the Saints have 10 wins, and maybe y'all might have 13 or 14 wins, guess what?
We have 13.
Listen. We're hosting a playoff game. You guys are hosting a playoff game. All we got to do is get lucky that 1 week. Maybe you guys actually win because y'all usually good for 1 playoff win. Then that's when y'all finally come off the rails.
Wait, when y'all hosting a playoff game? This
we're in the division, yes. I don't know if you know how the rules work.
What year is this? Y'all got Drew Brees back?
So where you got one in the NFC South then?
Boy, Atlanta. Have you seen him?
Oh my God. It's one thing to be a Falcons fan and pick the Falcons. I mean, to be a Cowboys fan.
You got Bijan Robinson running that ball with Riddler throwing to him, Kyle Pitts at the tight end. Come on. Drake London at the receiving. They got a whole brand new defense. Oh, man. They got a top 10 defense over there. They got a top 10 defense. Oh, y'all not winning the division. I'm sorry. If y'all thought y'all was gonna trade for that poo-ass quarterback that y'all got from the Raiders and thought y'all was gonna be y'all hope and savior to come save the Saints, man, y'all should have stayed with Taysom Hill as quarterback then.
I don't know what moving to Texas does to people because this is crazy. Like, he really believes this shit, Sean.
Hey, I'm all for it.
What do you think, Sean? You think the Cowboys are actually legit this shit? Or they're gonna go to the Super Bowl like Evan thinks?
Man, you asking a Rams fan, so you can't.
I mean, but we didn't. Cowboys haven't beat us in the playoffs yet, so
Well, I hope to see y'all this year.
The Cowboys ain't beat a lot. The Cowboys ain't beat a lot of teams in the playoffs.
I mean, the Cowboys got to prove they could beat the 49ers, and then
the Cowboys got to prove they can make it to the NFC Championship game. They keep talking about the Super Bowl. They haven't made the NFC Championship game in like 21 years. I actually think there's a stat that
a whole different year.
Every NFC team has made the NFC Championship game since then, except the Cowboys. Now, of course, the teams like the Falcons and them didn't actually win a Super Bowl, but they've made it to the NFC Championship game since the Cowboys last made it in 1993 or whatever it is. Yet here we go. We got Evan getting all bucked up again because of a regular season win in week 1. That ain't gonna mean shit. Come week 17, come week 18, and then he gonna have that dick look on his face when there's gonna be 20 Pollard this year getting his ass scrambled on the last play of the game. Dak Prescott gets sacked.
You can't talk about dick looks being a Saints fan now. Y'all had plenty of them in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Plenty.
Decade.
And I can't wait for this year when I see the dick look. This shit more than a game shirt too. I can't wait for that. I'm gonna screenshot that and put it on my wall. Y'all see this painting? I'm gonna take that shit off and put Jono face on there with that dick look. I can't wait.
I see that painting looking at you like, holy shit, this guy got the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl. That's exactly the reaction that the fans have right now with that painting. So it's very relevant that you got that behind you right now. Because even even has got that painting showing, it's like, what the fuck is he talking about? The Cowboys.
It's gonna be very electrifying. If you know, you know.
All right, so I promise that this show's gonna be 1 hour. We done gone to 2 hours. Evan, I can't believe it. Do you have any final words? Because you got my community pissed off right now.
Not anymore. Look, I got the score 2014 Carolina Panthers on Monday.
Wow. No, at least Sean is respectful to the Saints.
And guess what? This is how it's gonna be. It's gonna be Derek Carr, game-winning drive. Look, he's gonna throw to Michael Thomas, first down. Olave, first down. Next thing you know, triple coverage. Intercept. Game over. I can't wait for it. I can't wait. And I hope you go on stream that night too. I can't wait for it. I hope so. I can't wait.
Oh man.
We'll probably stream hopefully every Tuesday going forward. So either way, the emotion, whether it's a win or loss, is going to be fresh after the Monday night game next week. Evan, I want to say it's been a pleasure to have you on the show, but that would be a lie. But I do appreciate you actually coming on the show.
Oh, pleasure's all mine, man. I just like to try to remind y'all who the best team in the NFL is. That's all.
Well,
y'all figure it out eventually.
I'll tell you this, Evan. You may be a Cowboys fan now, and you might arguably be the best team in the NFC right now. At least y'all not gonna be at the end of the year. I know that for a fact. But one thing that y'all will never be. And one thing that y'all would never embody, one thing that y'all would never display, and you are the prime example of it, is you guys will never know that this shit more than the game. And I hope you remember that. And I just want to let you know that you can kiss our ass. Get out of here with that bullshit, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Evan Barnes. Let's give him not a round of applause, but a middle finger. Yeah, this is an X-rated show. Get the hell out of here with that bullshit, man. This shit more than the game. You coming on my channel with that bullshit. You got his goddamn mind, Sean. So you ain't got nothing to say about that?
Hey, go Rams. There you go.
Well, folks.
There you go.
I know you guys, my community might be mad at me. They're like, goddamn, this dude brought a Rams and Cowboys fan on the show. But I do it so that we can channel our energy to losers like Evan and losers like Sean. So I do appreciate them coming on the show, but man, are they dumb. Man, are they dumb. They live in a city where this shit more than a game, but unfortunately, y'all, this shit more than a game does not favor the bold sometimes, and it does not embody everybody who lives in New Orleans or the state of Louisiana. So, Sean, do you have any final words before we log out for the night?
No, man. I appreciate you bringing me on this channel, this hostile environment I was prepared to come into.
I appreciate you and Evan coming into the Dragon's Den. I do respect that.
Yeah, but I think this is gonna be I think this is gonna be probably one of the most unexpected, interesting seasons in memories.
But you know what is gonna be expected? The Cowboys choking in January again. We can write that to the bank.
Yeah, it might be. But at the end of the day, Rams, baby. Don't ever forget it. Rams.
So y'all, they don't even have like a cool catchphrase. We got this shit more than a game. His catchphrase is Rams. Okay. That's like we say, Saints. Saints. Get out of here with that, man.
Hey, bro. We don't need no catchphrases. We get the job done. Y'all need all them catchphrases and stuff. We don't need all that. We get the job done. Just make sure this shit is more than a game for y'all in January too, and not on the
All
couch.
right, you're gonna see firsthand when this shit more than the game means in week 16. Believe that.
Yeah,
Dana, thank you for the love. Slim Salt, thank you for the love. My dog Ian, thank you for the love. Jerry, thank you for the love. Thank you for calling in. Honey Badger, you always come in and talk shit, but thank you for the love. Mikey, of course, the #1 Rams hater of all time. Thank you for the love. Tyler, I mean, good Lord, you've been on Evan's ass for like the past hour and a half. That is some dedicated hate right there.
Right.
But we thank you for the love. And for people who are watching the show who are not in the chat, but just watching silently, thank you for the love. Hope you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Hope you guys bought a t-shirt if you haven't yet. Ladies and gentlemen, it's right there for you. If you're on your phone or your laptop, put the phone up, hit that QR code. It will bring you to the website for the low price of $28.03. You too can be this shit more than the game certified. Unlike Sean, unlike Evan, unlike the Cowboys, unlike the Rams. We know that down here, this shit more than the game. And no matter what happens, all the playoff heartbreaks, all the referees cheating us out the Super Bowl, it don't matter. Because always and forever, this shit is more than the game down here. I appreciate the love, everybody. I appreciate the love and support. Evan Barnes, as always, can kiss our ass. Sean, I might invite you back next week, okay? You down with that?
Yeah, I'm cool, bro. I'm cool with that.
That's because y'all probably gonna get your ass beat by the Rams. So I mean by the 49ers. So it'll be a lot more fun to have you on the show next week.
I hear you. Don't lose to Bryce Young, because you know I will talk my shit.
Hey, we here rain or shine. And you want to know why, Sean?
Because this shit is more than a fucking game.
Because
go ahead.
More than a game. Good night, everybody.
Oh, come on, man. Tackle him. You know he put your arms around you. Hold him in the tackle. Tackle him. Oh, man. I'm tired of this thing, man.
Jono, the neighbors are going to call the cops.
Oh, God. This shit more than a game, man.
Ah, yes. We've all been there before. This shit is more than a game, man. And now, these shirts are more than a game. But did you know that this merch wasn't made only for sportswear? No sirree. This shit more than a game is a lifestyle brand. You can wear the shirts for anything, such as going shopping, working out,
This shit more than a game.
doing chores, setting the mood,
Oh, yeah, that's that thing I like.
changing a tire, robbing a bank,
Go.
jumping a Falcons fan, and so much more. So purchase your official This Shit More Than a Game merch today for the low starting point of $28.03 and let the world know this shit more than a game. Warning, please see a doctor if you feel you've gone too far with taking this shit more than a game. This Shit More Than a Game is not associated or licensed with any organization or entity except for John Bones LLC. This Shit More Than a Game is not responsible for any fights caused by the shirts. John Bones LLC does not promote or recommend violence of any kind unless it's at the expense of a Falcons fan.